I think it's pronounced crew 90.
What's up, boys and girls? It's your boy Johnny, aka Crew 90, and I'm gonna tell you about grocery shopping. Um, I hate it, okay? Everybody's got to do it. Well, not everybody. I guess the really rich people have somebody do it for them. And yeah, there's also delivery, there's also fast food. Okay, well, most everybody has to go grocery shopping at some point or another. Put that out there. As for me, I gotta do it. I hate doing it. I try to avoid it. I am that dude that will literally go as long as possible without doing grocery shopping. My kids will come over. They're like, "What's for dinner, Daddy?" And I'm like, waffles." And they're like, "Oh, yay, breakfast for dinner." And I'm like, "Yeah, breakfast for dinner." But really, no, I'm just kidding. Actually, let me just stop now. My kids always have food, like real food. But no joke, I am that dude though that will be eating like a bowl of cereal at dinner time, and you'd be like, "Oh, breakfast for dinner," and I'm like, "No, I just don't have groceries." But yeah, so that was my impression of using a spoon, like, because that's how I eat cereal. So picked up my coffee cup and then didn't even drink it. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I don't know why I'm so animated today, and why is my shirt so wrinkly? I swear, I'm not a slab. Anyways, hi, how you doing? Let's bring this back to a point. I finally had to go grocery shopping. I got to the point where I was sitting on my counter because yes, when I'm in the house and I don't have my prosthetic on, I tend to sit on my counter while going through my cabinets rather than trying to balance on one leg. So anyways, I'm sitting on my counter and I'm literally holding the only two things that I have in the house that are edible, a can of SpaghettiOs and a little instant microwavable cup of mashed potatoes. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna eat these. But tomorrow I need groceries. So tomorrow came. Today is now tomorrow. Today is yesterday's tomorrow. And I go to the grocery store. And I hate it. It's like as soon as I walk in, I just go into zombie mode. I don't know what happens. I mean, I hate it. So I'm wandering around the grocery store with my head down and I'm just kind of like not necessarily paying attention. And I turn a corner and bam, almost go smack into this lady. Like boom, almost sprawl her out like WWE, like bah. No, I'm just kidding. But I did walk into her, like legit. I walked into her. Before I could even be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry," though, she says to me, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Yeah, you better be." But no, no, I'm just like, "Oh, it's no problem. It was my fault. I wasn't paying attention." She's like, "No, I wasn't really paying attention either." Now, this woman was older. I don't want to say like old, but I mean, she was probably mid 40s, at the latest, like upper 40s, but she was probably like mid 40s. So, whatever. That's pertinent though. So she's like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention." I'm like, "Oh, it's no problem. I wasn't paying attention either." And, she was like, "Yeah, I'm just kind of wandering. I'm new here, and so I don't really know this grocery store." She's like, "Okay, well, sorry. I'm gonna keep shopping now." And I was like, "Oh no, no, it's all right." I said, "Well, this is my grocery store. Like, I shop here regularly. I've lived in the same place for like, the last 6.5 years. I could probably tell you where whatever it is you're looking for is." And then she was like, "Really? Well, no, it's okay. Well, no, it's okay." And I could tell that she wasn't really sure. And I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna bite you. I didn't say that. But then she goes, "No, you know what? I'm just gonna continue wandering around and try to familiarize myself with where everything is. But thank you for the offer." So I was like, "Okay, no, no biggie, whatever." And so she goes. She was actually coming off the aisle, and I go and I do my thing. Got what I needed. I go up to the next aisle, and she's on the aisle. Now that's not that crazy because she obviously just went left and I went left, but it continued to happen. Um, Anytime I would go on an aisle, she would either already be on it or like a minute later, she would come onto it. And I wasn't just literally going like aisle to aisle either. Like that would make sense. I would understand that. But I was like kind of wandering around because the way I grocery shop is predominantly with my head down because I'm so freaking bored in the grocery store. But also, I don't shop like, okay, what do I need on this aisle? What do I need on this aisle? Like, no, I tend to go according to my list, which means that I'll go to this aisle, then I'll run down to this aisle and this aisle. It'd probably be better if I streamlined my list and put everything together, but I don't. I'm going like randomly around the store, and yet she keeps ending up on my aisles. So, like I said, the most dad joke of all dad jokes ever. We pretty much like, well, not like actually bumped into each other again, but we ran into each other again. And I was like, all right, well, I know that I'm not following you, so you must be following me. I know I told you, it was like the most dad jokes of dad jokes. But she reciprocates, and she's like, you got me. So I was like, huh, okay, well, that worked out. But so then she says, actually, though, I'm honestly a little bit lost. And she goes, I've been wandering around, and I found a lot of the stuff that I'm looking for, but like this store is so laid out differently than where I'm used to shopping. And I said, well, you know, like you just moved here or something? Like, and she goes, yeah, I did. She says, I actually just moved into the area about a week or so ago, and this is my first real shopping outing. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Where'd you move from? So turns out that where she moved from was about an hour away. And I was like, well, that's a pretty decent move. And I said, all right, well, you know, I can show you around this Publix. And she goes, well, like I said, I've pretty much found what I'm looking for, but, you know, maybe you can help me find like a couple of the items. And I was like, yeah, no problem. So we're walking around, and I still have some grocery shopping to do myself, but I'm just mostly focusing on her list, and we're just chit-chatting. And she's telling me that, you know, yeah, her youngest just finally turned 18, and he moved out. So she decided, you know, she had a big 3-bedroom house out where she had been, and she decided to downsize. It's just her alone in the house now, and she didn't need that big of a house. So he moved out like in the beginning of the summer, and she put the house up for sale, and it finally sold, and she just moved here into a little 1-bedroom condo. And I don't know why, but they just built condos like right outside of my neighborhood. And so I just kind of, I mean, there's so many condos, but for whatever reason, I was like, I bet you that's where it was. And so I just said, like, I don't know why I keep doing this to indicate talking, but I was like, did you just happen to buy one of the condos in blah, blah, blah? And she was like, yeah, I did. And I said, that's crazy. I said, I live in the neighborhood right next to it. Literally, there's a road from the entrance of my neighborhood to the grocery store. It's like a 30-second drive from the entrance of my neighborhood to the parking lot. And they built blah, blah, blah condominiums right in between them. So I was like, well, I live at such and such neighborhood. And she's like, oh my gosh. She goes, well, I actually almost bought a house in such and such before I decided to go with the condo. But then, yeah, I bought blah, blah, blah condo. And I was like, well, that's cool. And I said, well, there's a lot in the area. I said, you know, I don't know how familiar you are with the area, if that's why you purchased, or if you just purchased because, you know, price, or you just whatever. And she's like, no, I'm not familiar with the area at all. So I told her, well, that's great. I said, there's really a lot to do. The park that's right outside of my neighborhood, to the left, it's got food trucks every Thursday. They do a movie in the park like every Saturday. There's live concerts there regularly. They just had a band there like 2 weeks ago. I said there's farmers market every Sunday. They do a car show the second Saturday of every single month. There's parades on the 4th of July, Christmas. There's a Halloween parade. Like, they do all these different things. I said it's plus there's all sorts of other activities. You just follow our city's leisure services page on Facebook, and they'll tell you all the different things that go on, and it's really cool. I said the community center right across from the park, they have bingo, they have game nights, they have movies as well. So there's a lot to do. It's a great place. And I live in a historic city. I live in the historic part of the city, so as does this woman. So I was telling her there's like so much to do, and I was kind of excited to like brag on my city, I guess. And so she seemed really interested in all this. And from what she had said, you know, her youngest just turned 18. I said to myself, okay, so she is probably about late 40s, about right. So I was like, okay. So we find everything on walking off, and she's like, oh, you're not done? And I was like, no, I still had a couple things. She's like, oh my gosh, you stopped shopping to help me shop? And she's like, well, I'll walk with you then. I said, oh, that's not necessary. And she's like, no, it's the least I could do. You know, you put your shopping on hold, so I'll walk with you. So I was like, all right, well, that's nice. Keep me company while I'm grabbing the last, 2 or 3 items. So we keep talking. And she asks me, do I know of any sushi places around here? And I said to her, well, there's Yummy Yummy in My Tummy Sushi right across the street, actually. And she was like, really? I haven't even seen it. And I said, yeah, they don't have very good signage, but it's a really good little like sushi place. Like, it's a pretty decent restaurant. Like, they have a full service bar where you can order shots, like beer, whatever. They have tap, they have everything. It's a full bar. But then they also have a section where they have like the typical like sake and stuff like that as well. So they have a sushi bar, which is almost set up like a buffet, but then they have a full service restaurant as well. And I said, I actually go there a lot and just sit at the bar, and I'll just order like some appetizers, like edamame or whatever, and then just grab a beer or so. It's really nice. Yum, yummy in my tummy. And she was like, okay, that sounds really good. And then she says to me, she goes, I don't know what you got planned for later today, but I'd love to try out the restaurant. I just really don't want to go to a restaurant by myself. If you want, we could swap contact info and you could meet me there. We could, plan a time like maybe 6-ish, and we could go try it out together. And I was like, well, that's really kind, but I actually have to work later today, which was true. I was actually going to finish at the grocery store, go home, get changed, and head to work. So she's like, okay, well, rain check, absolutely. She goes, well, we could still, swap contact info, and I'll, meet you there another day. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like fun, whatever. I grabbed the last of my stuff. We head to checkout. We get to checkout. I let her go in front of me, and we're still talking. There's a couple people in front of her. And she's like, I do have one thing you could really help me with. And I was like, yeah. She goes, do you know of any gyms around here? Because I was a member of a gym back where I lived, but it was like a mom and pop gym. They don't have any other location, so I have to get a new membership, and I don't really know of anything in the area. I told them, oh my gosh, they just opened a brand new LA Fitness, like right by where we live. Like it's 5 minutes up the road, and I just got a membership there. Like literally, I've only been one time since I got the membership. That's how new it's been, since I registered. I said, I would love to, refer you. I don't know how it works, but I know that you get something and I get something as well, as they're like for referring you. And then, yeah, like we could actually meet up there and we could be workout buddies. Dude, this girl recoiled. Like I just slapped her across the face. She was like, workout buddies? And I was like, yeah, like that would be really awesome. We kind of motivate each other. She's like, I was just being friendly with you because I was being friendly. I wasn't trying to come on to you. And I was like, okay. Okay. I wasn't coming on to her. I didn't think I was coming on to her. Like, what? Then she goes, I have a boyfriend. And I was like, okay. I was just inviting you to work out with me. I have a girlfriend. And then she stops, and her whole demeanor changes again. And she's like, oh, you have a girlfriend? And I was like, yeah. I said, I wasn't meaning anything. I just figured we could be workout buddies. I have a girlfriend. You have a boyfriend, that's fine. And then she goes, oh, well, see, I didn't realize you were like suggesting something discreet. You have a girlfriend, and the fact that I have a boyfriend wouldn't really matter then. We could be discreet. And I was like, you invited me to sushi. I invite you to work out with me. I'm definite. Guys, I know I'm 30, but I don't think I'm that far out of the loop. Is workout buddy like a new term now? Like I know back in the day when I was still like a kid, Netflix and chill literally meant like you're gonna come over and hang out and watch Netflix, and now Netflix and chill. Is workout buddy like a new term that I don't know about? I was very confused. Maybe she didn't. Is eating sushi something? Maybe no, because she wasn't coming on to me apparently. Well, either way, now that I have a girlfriend, it's okay. Because the point is, I will be going to a different location for LA Fitness now because I'm a little hesitant to go there. And I don't think I'll be shopping at that grocery store for quite some time. I did explain to her that I had just meant like workout buddy, not like workout buddy. But yeah, so either way, she looked a little embarrassed, but I don't think that she fully believed me. So there you go. I have a boyfriend did. How do you say that? I got hit with I have a boyfriend. So, boys and girls, I want your input on this. First of all, what the hell just happened? Secondly, guys, have you ever been just like genuinely just talking to a girl and she hit you with the I have a boyfriend and like came out of the blue because you weren't flirting with her? And girls, have you ever had to hit a boy with I have a boyfriend because you were just being friendly with him and he mistook it and then came on to you? Or girls, have you ever been hit with I have a girlfriend because you came on to a guy and then he hit you with the I have a girlfriend? Either way, let me know if you've ever been hit and didn't really deserve it or have ever had to do the hitting. I'm interested. But also, why could she invite me out to sushi, but I can't ask her to work out with me? I am so confused about that. Am I like missing something? Am I really that old? Is this a thing? Either way, as always, it's your boy Johnny freshly restored with my groceries, aka Crew 90, and I'll catch you next time.